Good afternoon, everyone. I'm myself Swapna from MLRITM. Today, our topic is about looping statements. These looping statements can also be called as iterative statements, okay, or repetitive statements. Okay, in this we have four kinds of these statements are. We are having four kinds of looping statements. Those are for loop, while loop, do while loop, and for each loop. In that, first we are discussing about for while loop. The while statement is used to execute a single statement or block statements repeatedly as long as the given condition is true. The while statement is also known as entry control looping statement. What is mean by entry control looping statement is it is checked before the loop body is executed. It means that before it will check the condition before the body of the loop is executes. Okay, here the syntax is that this is what the while syntax. Here we will write the condition. Here we will write the condition. This is what the body of loop. Here it is that after checking the condition, then only the loop the code will be executed, whatever in the loop. Okay, when to use while loop? When number of iterations is not known in advance. Whenever we don't know the iteration, how many iterations we should have to perform, then we will use while condition. And next, reading input until a condition is met, digit based problems, then menu driven programs. In these conditions we will use while loop. The simple flow chart for the while loop is: first initially start, then check the condition. If the condition is true, then the loop body is executes, or otherwise if the condition is false, then it will execute from the loop. If it is true, if the condition is true, then only the loop body will executes and then back to the condition. Why this will be again? Because here it is the condition is true, so that's why after the condition is true, the body of the loop is executes, then it will repeats the loop. If the condition is false, whenever is the condition is false, then it will be execute from the loop. Okay, in simple way, here if we write a condition here, okay, if the condition is true, then only these will be execute, will be execute, then again it will goes to the while loop, and after again it will check the condition, again the body will be execute. Likewise, this is what the process here, this is what the process. Okay, I'm taking an example which is used to print 1 to 5 numbers. Okay, which is to print 1 to 5 numbers. Here I am taking and class name as while demo, and whenever we are taking the class name, we should have to save the program name is also same as class name. Okay, here it is main function. In the main function is very important in the class. Okay, initially I am taking I as 1, and here the condition is I less than or equal to 5. I less than or equal to 5. Okay, initially I initialized I is equals to 1. If you initialized I as 0, here we will get from the 0. Okay, we will get output from 0. Okay, after if the condition is true, it means that I is equal to 1 here. I is 1 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, this condition is true. Then what is the body here? System.out.println. What is the I value here? We are printing I value here. What is I now? I is equals to 1 at initial stage. Okay, after that what will be the I value? It will be incremented to 1. I plus plus, it means that I value is incremented to 1. Okay, and you can write it as likewise, or otherwise I is equals to I plus 1. Okay, understood? Now this condition is true, again I value is incremented, again this loop is it means that the loop is repeating. Again here what will be the value now? 1 to 2. It will be incremented to what is I value here? 1 plus 1, that is equals to 2. Here 2 less than or equal to 5. Yes, again it will print I value as 2. Okay, I value as 2, and after that incrementation of I value, it will be incremented to again 1, that is equals to 3. What is the I value now? I is equals to 3 here. I is equals to 3. Is 3 is less than or equal to 5? Yes, this condition is also true. This condition is also true. So what will be the I value now? What will be the I value now? That is 3. I value is 3. Okay, after that I value will be incremented to what? 4. I value will be incremented to 4. Now again repeating of loop. Is 4 less than or equal to 5? Yes, this condition is also true. Now we will get I value as 4, and again this loop will be continued after incrementation of I value. Now I value is 5. Here we will get I value as 5. Now it will be incremented after giving the output of I value, it will be incremented to 6. Now the loop will be goes to the while loop, and the condition will be checked to here. Now what is the I value now? 6. Is 6 less than or equal to 5? No, this condition is false. Now the loop will be terminated. Okay, the loop will be terminated. Now the values whatever it has been taken, it will be printed that like I is equals to 1 2 3 4 5, because we did not here mention I is equals to, it does not it will not give this one. Okay, we simply mentioned I here, we simply mentioned here I. Okay, so that's why we just got the output as like this. Otherwise if you written like this, then you will get the value I is equals to likewise. Okay, did you understood the example one? Yes, here look at once. Initially I initialized I value as 1. Initially I initialized I value as 1, and here I checked the condition whether I is equals to I less than or equal to 5 or not. After that checking, I'm just printing the value, then after I'm just incrementing the value. This loop will be continuous until unless this condition is true. If the condition gets false, then the loop will be terminated and we will get the output. Okay, same likewise here also. Print even number from 1 to 10. In the second example here, I value is 2. Why we are taking I value is 2? I'm just want even numbers only. Okay, even numbers. I just want only even numbers, not odd numbers. Okay, in the before example, we want 1 to 5 I values, just printing of 1 to 5. It means that 1 2 3 4 5. But in this example, I want only 2 4 6 8 and 10. Okay, I need these kind of values. These are even numbers. I need even numbers from 1 to 10. For this, I just initialized value I value as 1, and then I'm checking the condition I less than or equal to 10. I less than or equal to 10. This is what the condition which we need to check. If it is true, 2 less than or equal to 10, it is true. So that's why I'm just printing I value 2. What is this condition? I plus 2 is equals to 2. It means that I value will be incremented by 2. Okay, I is equals to I plus 2. It is similar as this condition. I is equals to I plus 2. Initially what we have initialized I as 2 plus 2, that is 4. Okay, now I becomes 4. 4 less than or equal to 10? Yes, it is also true. What will be the I value now? 4. Okay, what will be the I value now? Initially I value printed as 2, next 4. Okay, okay, now here I got the I value as 4. Next again I am just incremented, I value is incremented by 2. Again we have 6. After likewise 6, then I will get again 8. After that I will get 10. I value as 10. Now after 10, what will be the I value will be 12. Yes, 12. Again it will goes to the condition 10 is less than or 12 is less than or equal to 10. Is this condition is true? False. So this condition, this loop, not this one. Okay, when the condition gets false, the loop will be terminated and we will get the value of I is equals I values as 2, 4, 6, 8. Here we took less than or equal to, so we will get up to 10. Here I did not mention 10. The value, if I less than 10, then the loop will be runs until unless this condition is false. Okay. Next, reverse of a number. Reverse of a number, what does it mean? That, for example, if I given 1, 2, 3, 4, what we have to get? 4, 3, 2, 1, which I even here also I took 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, initially I need to initialized variable, one more variable here. In previous example, we did not take in any kind of other variable which does not needed. Okay, here we need reverse variable because here the number is as usual number, just like I value. Here why I did mention the reverse here, why I initialized reverse value means while we are reversing the either string or number, whatever it may be, while we are reversing the number, we need to store that value. So for that purpose we are just initialized reverse value. Okay, we just initialized the reverse value. Here number is equals to what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 is not equals to 0. Yes, this condition is true. Then here again I initialized one more digit. Okay, variable named as digit. This digit is equals to number percentile 10. Number divisible by 10. What is number divisible by 10? What is actual number? 1, 2, 3, 4 divisible by 10. What we will get now? 4. What is the digit consist now? 4. Okay, what is digit consist now? 4. Here digit consist now is 4. In the reverse, initially we have the once see this equation, reverse is equals to reverse into 10 plus digit. For my comfortable, I took it as reverse, but what I initialized reverse, you should have to write reverse only. Okay, if you want to even write like this, you just initialized with the reverse. Okay, reverse into 10. What is a reverse initially? 0 into 10 plus what is digit value? 4. What is the reverse value now? 4. Reverse value is 4 now. Okay, here this 0 is replaced with what now? 0 is replaced with the 4. It means that reverse value is 4 now. Okay, reverse value is 4 now. After finishing of this condition, it means that execution of this statement, we need to go to this step. Now number is equals to number by 10. What is number? 1, 2, 3, 4 by 10. What we will get by doing this operation? We will get 1, 2, 3 value. Now what is the number value? 1, 2, 3. Okay, now it will goes to the while loop and it will check again. Number 1, 2, 3 is not equals to 0. Yes, it is not equals to 0. Again what we have to do? Again we need to find a digit value. Okay, digit is equals to what is number now? Initially we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Again we got some information. We did processed it and we got 4 as a reverse value. Now again we just modified the number. After modification we got 1, 2, 3. Okay, number as 1, 2, 3. What you will get now? Digit as 3. Okay, digit as 3. Here I am doing reverse. What is reverse now? Is equals to reverse. In the reverse we have previously 4. Okay, 4 into 10 plus what is digit now? 3. It means that 43. 40 plus 3, that is 43. What is the reverse value right now? 43. Okay. Reverse value is 43. Now, after completion of this statement execution, now number, we need to update the number again. What is number now? 1, 2, 3 by 10. What we will get? 12. What the updated value of number here? 1, 2. Okay. Updated value of number is 1, 2. Now, again, we need to perform this operation. Now, we will get the value as 2. If we perform this operation, we will get 43 into 10 plus digit as this. Now the value is 2. After a completion of this statement, we will get the value as what? 1. It means number is equals to 1. Okay. Here number is not equals to 1. It means that 0. 1 is not equals to 0. Yes, this condition is true. Again, digit is equals to 1 percentile 10, that is equals to 1. Next, reverse is equals to here. The reverse is equals to 432 into 10 plus what is digit value? 1, that is 4321. And after completion of this one, number is equals to 1 by 10, that is equals to 0. Okay. Here, loop goes to here. Now, what is number value now? 0. Number not equals to 0, and it means that this condition is false now. Yes, is this condition is false or true? False. So that's why this loop will be terminated. Whatever we have reverse value is equals to what we have reverse value, what we got 4321 will be printed. Okay, this is what the process to print a reverse number. This is what the coding to print a reverse number by using while loop. Okay. Now in the next program we are doing counting digits in a number. Counting digits is nothing but, if for example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I given this number, what should be the output? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It means that we have 7 digits in a number. Yes, we have to get the count as 7. Okay, this is what the simple example for counting a digit in a number. Okay, initially I just taken count is equals to 0. This number is not equals to 0. So that's why the number will be incremented to 1. Okay, initially number will be incremented by 1. Now number is equals to number by 10. It seems that one number will be removed initially. It means 9876. Okay, again it means that again loop will be repeating. Here 9876 is not equals to 0. So that's why the loop body of the loop will be executes. Now the count will be incremented to 2. Again in the next step we will get 987. Likewise, the value will be incremented to 5. After completion of 9, 0. Here 0 is not equals to 0. This loop is false. This condition is false. So that's why the loop will be terminated here. The count will be displayed as 5. Okay, did you understood? I think you may get very clarity. You may get clarity by using these 4 programs. The next one is the next statement is do while loop. Do while loop starts with the execution of statements. There is no checking of any condition for the first time. In while loop, the small difference between while and do while loop is, in while loop we just initially check the condition, but in do while loop we did not check the condition initially. We will check the condition after performing the execution of body of the loop. Okay, after the, here we mentioned here, that is all, only after the execution of all the statements and updation of the variable value, the condition is checked for true or false value. If it is evaluated to true, next iteration of loop starts. Okay, by this, this is only what I said before. In short, what do while loop is, first statements of the loop, whatever the statement consisting in loop, it will be executed, and the updated value will be also incremented or decremented, whatever the updation will be in the loop, it will be updated, and then the condition will be checked at the last. If the condition is true, then only the loop will be continued even after. Okay, here this is what the syntax. Here look at here, we did not have any kind of condition here. We are having the condition at last after executing all the statement whatever in the do while loop. Okay, this is what the simple example for do while loop. Here I initialize, here this is what the program of printing 1 to 5. Check it once. You see here, first I initialized I value as 1. Here in the do while loop, we did not checking the condition initially. First it will be printed 1. Okay, then it will be incremented to 2. Here the condition, if 2 is less than or equal to 5, it is, because it is true, it will goes to again, it will print again 2. Again it will be incremented to 3. Is 3 is less than or equal to 5? Yes. Again it will goes to the do. Again it will be print until unless this loop is true, it will be print. After printing of 5, we will get printing 5, this I value is incremented to 6. Okay, this I value will be incremented to 6. Is 6 less than or equal to 5? It is false. So now the loop will be terminated here, and we will get the output as 1 2 3 4 5. Here I written like this, and here we will get we just got the output like this, because I did not mention slash, and here I given print ln, so that's why the output will be like this. Okay, condition false initially. If initially the condition false, it means that in the first iteration only, if the condition is false, what we will get the output as. This is what the program of regarding this one. Initially I initialize the variable of I, which is the value of 10. The value will be printed as 10, and the condition while I less than 5. What is the y value? I value here 10. 10 less than 5. Is this true? No, false. Then the loop will be terminated. Okay, the loop will be terminated. Why? That I value is not less than 5. It means that this condition is not satisfied. So that's why the loop will be terminated, and we will get only output as 10. Okay. Here the simple differentiation between while and do while loop. Here the feature condition check. Here in while loop we will check the condition before only. In do while loop we will check the condition after. Loop type, this is entry controlled and this is exit control. It means that in the entry, it means that while the loop starts, we will check the condition. Here at the end of the loop we will check the condition. Minimum execution, it is 0 times, it is at least once, because here if the condition is false initially, then the loop will be terminated. Here after printing the after executing of once, we will check the condition at last, so that's why it will execute at least once. Here semicolon, we did not use any kind of semicolon for the loop for the condition. Here we should have to, definitely we need to mention semicolon. See, we definitely we use it to keep semicolon for while. Okay, next for loop. Here the for loop is also one of the iteration statement. Okay, a for loop is a control flow of statement used to repeat a block of code a fixed number of times. It is best used when the number of iterations is known in advance. Here the syntax is Syntax is initialization, condition, and update the statements. What the main purpose of initialization? It means that, for example, if I want to print 1 to n number, if I want to print 1 to 5 numbers, what will be I is equals to, first I need to initialize to 1, and what is the condition? I less than or equal to 5, and updation, what the updation is? I plus plus. It seems that we are just putting a line by line statements or line by line condition in at a place. We are just here we are giving value to the I, and we are checking the condition, and we are updating that variable. Okay, here this is what the simple process of for loop. First we are starting the program, just initialization of variable. It seems that y is equals to 0 or 1, whatever it may be, we are just initializing. Now again we are checking the condition here, decision making condition. It seems that if the condition is true, then only the statement will be executed. If it is false, the loop will be terminated. If the condition is true, the statement will be executed, and again it will goes to the loop. Again it will be repeats until and unless the condition get false. Okay, yes, this is start initialization. If the condition is true, then execute the loop body, then update, then repeat the condition. If it is false, the loop will be terminated. Okay, in this way, in for loop we are just printing 1 to 5. Here look at here, simple statement. In a single line we did we just given value to the I, and just we are checking the I value. It seems that we are checking the condition and updating the condition. By this we will print 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, when the condition gets false, it means that after printing 5 it will goes to 6 less than or equal to 5. When this condition will get, then it will be come out from the loop. Okay, here print array elements in for loop. Okay, print array. First we are just initializing the array value, initializing the array values with the 10 20 30 and 40. Here I is equals to 0. How we will print the array value? First, array of 0 address, it will take like this. Okay, okay, this is what the assigning the values to the array. Okay, now why I just initialized I value as 0? Because in the arrays, while we are storing the value to the array, the value address of the array will is also is initialized with a 0. So the value will be taken from the 0. Okay, here array length, what will be the array length? Here we have 4. Here we have 4 numbers. So the array value will be length will be 3, because n minus 1, length will be n minus 1, that is 3. The length array dot length is equals to array of 3. Okay, likewise, for example, the execution, what will be the execution? Let us see once. If I is equals to 0, I is equals to 0, I less than or equal to array of length I plus plus. Okay, I less than or equal to 3. Yes, this condition is true. Array of I, array of 0. What is array of 0? 10. It will be incremented to 1. Array of 1 is 20. Yes. Yes, 1 is next 2. Array of 2, that is 30. Next 3. Array of 3. 4. Next 4. Is this true? False. So that's why the index value is 3. Array length 5 is 5 less than 4 less than or equal to 4. This condition is false, so that's why the loop will be terminated. We will get the value as 10 20 30 and 40. Okay, now the simple differentiation between for loop and while loop. Best when when these loop is best, when for loop is best, when the iteration is iteration we know it, when we know the iteration, how many iterations we have to perform, then it will be good. If how many iterations we should have to perform, whenever we don't know the iteration, then it will be true, it will be performed. Initialization, inside loop, here outside loop. Okay, we inside loop, when the loop is starts, then only we just initialized the initialized the values. Readability, it is very high readable, it is medium. Okay, when to use for loop, fixed number of iterations, whenever we know the iteration, how many iterations we should have to perform, then we will know we should have to perform for loop. Next, array traversal, whatever we have discussed in the previous program. Likewise, next to pattern printing. Pattern printing is nothing but just like 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4, likewise, or otherwise in some kind of pattern like 1 1 2 1 2 3, these kind of pattern. Next, mathematical series. Mathematical series in the sense like ax square plus bx. Likewise, if we have in such a such kind of series, then we need to use for loop. Okay, next, for each loop. In for each loop, it is used to traverse elements of arrays, and collection is, and we can collect the easy way without using indexes. It seems that in for loop we just used index values. I is equals to 1, array of 0, array of 1, array of 2. Likewise, here we don't use any kind of index values. Okay, this is what the syntax of for each loop. Here the data type is, which is of where the variable, either the variable int or float or double or whatever the data type the variable consists of, we need to give the data type variable, variable data type. And here the variable which consists it means that which hold the value. And the collection is nothing but the array or collection of object, whatever we need to give to the either array or object or anything, the values whatever we are giving to the variable. Okay, how it works initially, how the for each loop works. Loop starts from first element and automatically moves to the next element, where there is no need of updating the variable. Okay, stop at the last element. It seems that we have already giving the value, so it automatically knows where it stops. No need to manage index or condition. It seems that we are not at all mentioning any kind of condition like while loop or do while loop or for loop. In those conditional statements, we used a condition to check, but here in for each loop we did not mention any kind of condition, or we did not mention any kind of updation. Okay, when to use for each. Simple traverser, very simple traverser. Read only access, whenever we want to read the particular file or whatever thing, we can. Cleaner or readable code, collection and arrays. Here we have simple differentiation between for loop and for each loop. In for loop we have index access. Likewise, I told you array of 0, array of 1, array of 2. Likewise, here there is no need of index access. Simplicity, it is a medium, it is very simple because we did not mention any kind of condition checking or any kind of updation. Modifications, here we are just modifying the variable whatever we initialized initially. It will be updating by looping, iterating. Okay, here there is no updating, it does not allow. Best for index based value, it is traverser only. When not to use for each loop, when index is required. If the element is required index, then we should not use for each loop. When you need to update array value, if the array value is updating is very much needed, then we should not use for each value. When you need reverse traverse, it means that if you want to reverse a value, definitely we need to update. It seems that decrement value or incremented whatever. So in that particular case, we should not use for each condition. This is what the simple example of for each. Here initially we are giving the values to the array here. int, the values whatever in the array is int values only. Here the numbers are, here the number is whatever we are taking from this one. Okay, initially it will take number 1, next it will update, it will gives array value 2, next array value it will gives to the number as 3, array value it will gives to the number as 4. It seems that array stored the value. Okay, array stored the values, and number which we want to store the value. Okay, which we want to store the value, it seems that which we want to display the value. Here number array will be given to the values to the number. Okay, this one, in the from the array we are getting the number values. Okay, see here, is there any condition likewise I less than or equal to 4 or array length? Is there any condition? No. And are we updating any kind of value, number incrementation or array decrementation? No. So it is very simple. Okay, here printing string array, here string language, I'm just taking the variable as lang, and here this variable is like string, because here these are the strings, so that's why I just given a data type as string. What are the names? Array consisting of Java, Python and C++. Here also we did not mention any kind of condition, and also we are not at all updating anything. In simply we just print in lang names, whatever the lang. First it will print Java, then again it will gives as Python, again it will goes and it will gives as C++. Okay, after that we don't have any kind of values here, so automatically it will be terminated. Okay, this is also one of the example which uses list, which is used by list. Initially I just importing the array list from the predefined values from the packages. Here I am just constructing a construct. It means that I am just creating an object. I am just creating an object list. This is what the class name, and here it is string, and this is what the object, this is the constructor. Okay, this is what the constructor name. Now I am adding the values without giving, I am adding the values to the list. List dot add apple. It seems that it is apple is adding to the list. What the list is? Array. What the list name is? Array list. In the array list, what we have right now, sorry, it means that it is a array list. It is already we have, it is a class name. So what is the list consisting of now? Apple, banana, mango. Okay, apple, banana, mango. For the this is the values we are giving to the list. Okay, now string fruit list. What is the data type? String, and here it is a variable which is we are initialized. Here it is list. What is the list array consisting of? What is list array consisting of? Apple, banana and mango. We are printing it one. This is what directly we are giving to the array list. Okay, we are just importing array by using array list. By using array list, we are performing this program, that we are just giving the values to the it means that adding the values to the list. By that list we are printing the values. Okay, today's we are finished iterative or conditional statements. Thank you.